Welcome to Chilled Out Game Reviews. If you're looking to find a relaxing game to play to de-stress, you've come to the right place. The Red Lantern is a survival adventure game that incorporates a roguelite style. The game has you playing as a woman who has decided to change up her life, build a dog sledding team, and move to the Alaskan wilderness. The first phase of the game has you selecting your dogs on the way to your destination. Each dog has a distinct personality and skills, but if you pass one up, you cannot come back and choose it again later. Once your team is ready to go, the game proper begins. Your aim is to reach the Red Lantern cabin, hunting enough food along the way to feed your dogs and yourself, while not getting into too much trouble from the more aggressive wildlife. The roguelite game mechanic comes into play pretty quickly. You start out grossly underprepared and run out of supplies very quickly. When this run is over, you wake up back in your van. The previous run was just a nightmare, and because you ran out of food, you pack a little extra to be careful. Similarly, there is equipment that you can find along the way, such as an axe and a fishing pole. If you find one of these, the next time you'll pack one before leaving. It's an interesting explanation for the gameplay style, however it doesn't completely work for me. In an attempt to explain the logic of restarting the run, it just opens up to more plot contrivances and makes your character seem even more unprepared. Oh, I ran out of food less than a quarter of the way to my destination. Instead of 3 portions, I will instead pack 4 portions. That'll solve it. Trying to explain game mechanics logically usually ends up with issues like this. It's an interesting idea, but I'm not sure it really works. The random encounters that are the main body of the game are also rather frustrating. There is not enough variety in them to prevent the game from feeling repetitive. Obviously, you will need to have some events be more frequent for gaining food and tinder, but there really needs to be a little more variation in a rogue-style game built on repetition. I really like the visual style. It's very reminiscent of The Long Dark, and the way the landscape changes with the lighting throughout the day is beautiful. I also always got a kick out of the dogs' running animations, not quite starting in time, and they just float over the snow for a moment. Please, never patch this. The voice acting really elevated the game experience for me. The game is entirely first person, so we never get to see the protagonist. But through the voice actor's performance, I got a really solid picture of her. The excitement and thrill of starting on this journey, her wonder and awe when witnessing a herd of caribou, and the absolute terror when a bear attacks her and her dogs.
Run, Pups! Pups, just leave it alone. I'll be right there. Don't make it angry.
Yes, the dogs can get hurt in this game. However, I did notice an option to turn off dogs being able to die. Not that any actually died on any of my runs though, but if this is an option that you would like to use to have a more enjoyable experience, then definitely do it. The Red Lantern has an interesting concept, but ultimately doesn't deliver on the thought-provoking experience it promised from the trailers. It was a fun experience for the first few runs, but quickly becomes repetitive and overly reliant on luck. If you can find it on sale, I'd recommend giving it a go, but it doesn't offer enough to justify its £20 price tag, and so I can't give it the chill out seal of approval. Thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you to my patrons over on Patreon and everyone who subscribed to the channel. If you've enjoyed this review, pop over to the Chilled Out Games Twitch channel for more relaxing gaming content, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to be notified of future Chilled Out Game reviews.
It's the hottest day of the year. This isn't even a very good gag, why am I doing this?